situation. Save it for the podcast, episode 3 with Stephen Strickland.
Yes.
Good day, sir.
Good day yourself, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. How you feel?
I feel good.
Yeah.
I feel good. I'm excited. Looking forward to this conversation.
Same here.
Conversations are fun and enlightening.
Yeah.
More
yeah.
on my part. You enlighten me more than I enlighten you.
You think so?
Yeah, your brain, your vocabulary, your
Okay.
is it vernacular
Okay.
is like.
Thank you for that. I appreciate
I'm
that
just strictly
compliment.
Newark. You're like East Orange. It's crazy.
I got a little. I Essex County. I got a little Verona in me. Caldwell.
You got that Caldwell College in you, son.
Well, Upper Montclair.
Upper echelon.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too, though.
Congratulations on the show, by the way.
Thank you, man. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Can I look to the camera and say something?
Sure.
All right, cool. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. And I always wanted to say that. Hit the subscribe button and hit the notification so you get all the notifications about Save It for the podcast show. All right.
Yep. So I think that's going to be the name of the show officially.
What? Yep.
We're still kind of like, in the early stages, but it's Save It for the podcast show.
All right. I like it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I think that'll get us around any issues or legalities.
I like it.
So thank you for the congratulations. This show has been one of the things that this year has afforded me the opportunity to do, or at least given me the clarity so that I could execute on the idea.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I experienced this, and I'm sure you do too, and most people do. Like, we have a lot of ideas. Everybody thinks they're an idea person. That's because so few people are execution people. You know what I mean? Everybody got ideas all the time. And we're convinced that so many of them are just brilliant. They're just,
right.
Oh, this is brilliant.
But write that down.
Write
that down.
Right.
Where's that paper?
But I think that's like you're right. But that's like such a crazy thing. Like, we think that we're special because of the things we think. Like, inside our own head, they're not real in the world. Like, they're just in here, and we think, yo, I'm the shit. If y'all only knew how the shit I am,
right,
based on the stuff that's going on up here,
yeah,
man, y'all couldn't deal with it. Y'all couldn't deal with it.
Y'all can't hang.
But that's so bugged out. It's like, none of that stuff is real until you make it real.
True.
You know what I mean? But those ideas, like, we're all ideas people, and this was an idea that was just like, I need to start a podcast. I need to start a podcast.
And then you did?
You started a podcast. Start a podcast.
You started a podcast.
And then it's worthy of any acclaim or congratulations or anything. It's got to be real first. Like, it can't be the dopest idea in the world if it's still stuck in my head.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's only dope if it's real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fruition makes it real.
Yeah. What is this year done for you?
This year has done for
mentally.
Me, like yourself. It gifted me the opportunity to, if I can say, start my show as well. And I was grateful, to have you as a guest on the show.
My pleasure.
Had the idea.
Yes.
A long time ago, 2013.
Right.
I would say that's when I first got the logo for Strictly Speaking. And then it was just like this year I was ready to do it, and COVID happened. Was on unpaid leave of absence from the job. And they took my work laptop and my work phone, and that's how I was going to shoot the show with two phones and all this stuff. So then I was like, I got to find a way to do it. And I was, I'm just going to go Instagram Live, and after talking to you, talked about the best way to go about it. And 65 shows later.
Get him, boy.
It was a great year. So that's one thing that this year has done for me. Gifted me to start my talk show and to, I keep saying legalize, that just sounds wrong, to make my production company, Strickland Media Group, official.
Got you.
So now the LLC, I have my Strickland Media Group bank card. Feel good about that. Now I just got to start making money so I can do what I got to do.
Yeah. And the making money thing is easy. You know,
Yeah.
making money is easy. What's difficult is when we force ourselves to make money a certain way.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Enlightenment, brother.
So Strickland Media Group could make money by flipping garbage and selling it on eBay. Or
Mm.
the company could make money any way you know what I mean, that you
Yeah.
have the energy for. And then you take that money and you put it into building the business up and
Right.
you know what I mean, investing it into the business so that the business can become a thing that makes its own money.
Yeah, man. That's what
But
it's
you can make
about.
money, 100 million ways. You
Choose
could
one.
sell water on the street. Like you can.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And you just take that money and put it in the, Strickland Media Group. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I think that's one of the things that poor people, uh, even in first world, especially in first worlds, but poor people, and I'm including us in that, like we grow up not knowing how to make money. We grow up with
Yeah.
such a very, very like limited, singular view of like what our money making life would look like.
Work.
You
That's
know
what
what I'm
it,
saying?
that's what
Work.
it is.
Yeah.
Get a job.
Yeah.
You can make money.
Yeah.
Pay your bills.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. And then we also get super indoctrinated by these same like companies and jobs to like dissuade us from making money any other way. Like
Right.
jobs don't want you doing other things, even on your time.
Right.
They don't want
Right.
you doing other things. You know what I'm
Then it
saying?
could potentially take you away from take you away from them
Exactly.
and what they need. What they need you to do.
Exactly.
They want your mind on that job
Yep.
constantly.
Yep. And not just on that job as like a way to make money, but on that job as as the thing you depend on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you have to like relinquish power to it so that you don't explore outside of it.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And it's an awful lot of indoctrination, and it's like we're taught such a small world when we're coming up.
Mm-hmm.
The world is huge.
Oh,
We have like
absolutely.
boundless options, opportunities. We got way more time than we think.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Especially in 2020.
Especially in 2020. I saw my brother-in-law sent me a meme the other day. It was two dogs walking down the street and they were like having a conversation, like a cartoon meme. They're having a conversation, and when the one said, "Man, that was a long 7 years." Like 2020 was a long 7 years in dog years.
In dog years. They didn't tell me that one.
Keith said it.
Tell me that one.
Yo, have you ever seen Damon Wayans? Sorry, for the audience who might not know,
Okay.
that joke is from
More money.
Mo Money,
More money.
starring Damon Wayans and
Yes.
Marlon Wayans.
Have I ever seen him live in
Stand up.
doing stand up?
Yeah.
Like live in person?
Yeah.
No, haven't had the pleasure.
You've seen
man.
video of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But haven't had the pleasure of seeing him live. I know that's an experience.
Yeah. Like I've heard a number of different comics, even to this day, talk about how like, no, on stage, that man is a killer.
Yeah.
That man is an absolute killer. Like nobody wanted to follow him. He was a monster night after like that was his bar.
I would love for him to. Well, I'm not saying I don't know if he's gone, but I would love for him to come back and do something. Eddie's doing it supposedly.
Yeah, well, Eddie's doing it.
Yeah, so
My Name is Dolomite is.
Oh yeah,
that's out.
Yeah. So yeah, man, Damon needs to come out and do some stand up.
Oh, did you mean just stand up?
No, I meant stand up. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I meant stand up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's definitely one of the greats and not talked about as often as he should be.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. How would you describe your humor, your sense of humor?
Meaning what I put out or what I find
what
to
you
be
find
humorous?
funny?
What I find funny.
Yeah.
Relatable things. Meaning if I well, it's a variety of things.
Mm-hmm.
Like stuff that makes me laugh are things that what?
Sorry. I started thinking of things that make me laugh, and it made me laugh. Sorry.
Things that are funny that I could see happen. I'm seeing it happen, but like I can see how that could happen. How it could be humorous and I don't know, things that just make me laugh. I really can't describe what my sense of humor is. It's just I guess everybody finds humor in different things.
Yeah.
And with comedians, they take darkness and make it light.
Yeah.
So it's I guess it's the flipping around of a bad situation to
Yeah.
make it funny and laughable and lighthearted and things
Right.
like that.
It's funny because I was thinking about. I remember back when I used to work in advertising in New York, and like I was playing like the Kings of Comedy in the office. Like I was trying to show a couple of coworkers, like, yo, this is the company I worked for was mainly white, and a good segment of them were British. So that's a whole nother culture, um, another distance thing.
Kings of Comedy?
Right. So the comedy just didn't connect. Like I'm showing them Bernie Mac, and they don't see what's funny about this, and I am crying.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
Shout
Milk
out to
and
Bernie Mac.
Cookies. You know, remember the first couple of times you saw that?
Yes.
And it's like, yo, this is insane.
It was an idea.
It was an idea.
And it was something that happened.
Yeah.
And life experiences, man.
But like
those
that,
are
like
very humorous things.
everybody's sense of humor is not relatable to each other.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I mean when the humorous things that are relatable because British people aren't gonna think
Relate
about
to
Milk and Cookies
right,
like that. And
right.
it's hilarious.
Yeah. I knew that like there's like when you look at certain things like or people who make movies or stand-up comedians, like people have a certain framework. You know what I mean? And sometimes what's funny is seeing them in a different framework. You know what I mean? So like it's funny to see Cat Williams. Cat Williams is funny telling jokes. But Cat Williams is even funnier when he's doing what's it called when you use your body?
Physical comedy.
Physical comedy. Like his physical comedy is like off the rocker.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's just interesting to see like how different people find a certain kind of lane as to what their sense of humor is, or a certain framework, I guess.
Yeah, and now you're talking about what you give out.
Both.
Oh, okay.
Because that's obviously the stuff he finds funny, that he makes material out of. He's like, oh, I think this is funny. I think this is funny. Not just me funny.
For me, right.
I think thousands of people would find this funny.
And it'll be funny across the board. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, a vast majority will find it funny.
Right. Yeah. Have you done a comedy movie recently?
A comedy,
like flat out
movie?
Comedy?
I didn't do a comedy. Yes, actually. Wow.
Which one?
It's a movie called Traffic Lane.
When did you do
written
that?
and directed by my boy Jermaine Smith, Jay Everyday, and I played a bad guy. I mean, my role really wasn't comedic, but the premise of the movie is, and comedian Capone.
How is there not a? I'm trying to think of like all the comedies. Like everybody's role was in some way comedic.
No, I really don't.
Like
I guess it's. I guess. No, I really don't think my role was funny. I mean, but again, someone's sense of humor might find
but it's in the thread of whatever the whole movie was. So I guess it still works in it,
right?
Even if it's not even if you don't have like punchlines and
exactly.
such.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's that, and then I did I shot a series. It'll be coming out soon, hopefully, called Interface. And excuse me, there are a lot of comedic elements in that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I would be interested to see you like in a full scale comedy.
Me too.
You know
hire me. I'm an actor for hire. Yep.
But you're a writer and a director too. So
damn you.
Yeah.
So you're telling me to write it? Okay.
I think you should write it.
Yep.
And then it would be your sense of humor.
Note to self. You're right. You're right. See, it's an idea. Now we just gotta
make it real.
Put that in my notes.
So
write something funny. All right, go ahead.
We were talking earlier about this idea of like if you found out that you weren't gonna survive midnight tonight, what would you do, right? And I think there is no real, like, I don't have an answer.
Right.
There is no, like, I've never thought of life with that much urgency.
No.
So, like, I can't really even speak to, like, what I would do, because everything takes from everything else. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, like, if you're telling me I'm gonna die by midnight, everything I do is stealing time away from this other thing that I would also want to do. And then it's like, and I'm not gonna survive this anyway. So, like,
Right.
at a certain point, like, should I do anything for myself? Should I do everything for others?
So you can't even think of like 2 things that you would do?
I would spend time with my kids. Yeah, because, like, my thing would be like, what can I do in this time for somebody else who's going to survive past midnight?
Okay.
It doesn't make sense for me to do anything for pleasure. You know what I mean? Pleasure is only valuable because we have memories.
Said something that's not gonna sound right, and you know what it is. So I'm not even gonna. But I would do something for me. I'm not gonna lie. I would do a little bit of both.
But at a certain level, like, our pleasures are only valuable to us because we have memories.
Yes. Yes.
And if you know you're not gonna have memories, like, the second
you got to make memories for somebody else.
But it's like, is that what you're really doing though?
Well, after talking to you, yes. If I found out that I wasn't gonna make it, no, I have to do something for someone else. I have to. I can't be selfish.
This is not your philanthropy at play. No.
Okay.
But I think that's, like, aside from, like, in that real terms, I think, like, it's helpful to have some sort of mental exercises like that to allow us to, like, look at our prioritization of life. Like, what the fuck is the most important things to me? And then how am I dealing with those things while I don't have a deadline in front of me? Like, I'm saying that these are the most important things. And then what does my life look like in reflection or in comparison to that?
You're deep, man. You are Metamucil, man.
Metamucil.
Just going right through me, man. It's crazy. I got to replenish, man. You just.
But I think some of that too is, like, just the end of the years, gets you thinking a certain way.
This is hibiscus.
That is homemade lemonade with hibiscus tea, with a hibiscus tea bag. Viviana, what else is in that? Is it just hibiscus or is it something else? Yeah. I don't know. But the flavor is hibiscus. Yeah. Homemade lemonade, fresh squeezed lemons, a little Cambodian breast milk.
That's what it is. I knew it was something. I didn't know if it was
familiar.
Cambodia or if it was Thailand. I didn't know. It was Okay.
It might have been Honduran. I don't know. Anyway, Keith Heading.
That one. Honduran. Yes, definitely. Love it.
Yeah. Talk about your shirt.
My shirt.
Boxer.
A K-Mac film. Boxer is a K-Mac film.
A K-Mac film. Not a comedy. Apparently.
No, it's not a comedy. It's a drama. Written, directed, and starring my good friend Katie Mack. I've known Katie for a while. This film is like a mixture between Love Jones, maybe a little bit of Love and Basketball, $1 Million Baby, maybe. It's about two people whose paths cross after things happen in their lives, and boxing is the main catalyst. And I play the character of Donnie Lowe, and that's the uncle of the main character, Frankie Hands Lowe. And I'm a former boxer who now runs the gym, and I'm like everybody's the father figure of the community. So Uncle Donnie. So we're shooting that in 2021, which is like right around the corner. Yeah, it's across the street actually. Tomorrow. Yeah.
Is Eddie Wins in there?
Is who?
Eddie Wins. You said your character's name was
Donnie Lowe.
Donnie Lowe, and the nephew is
Frankie
Frankie Hanslow,
Lowe.
but Eddie Winslow's not in it.
That's funny.
I tell you, I didn't even write that. I didn't prepare that line.
That was right off the cuff, man. That's all, you didn't even got no links on your cuffs, but that was good. That was good. Oh, Eddie. And this is recorded, so this is going down in history. That was hilarious. Wait till Katie sees this. Wait till I tell her that one. I'm gonna have to, okay.
Okay.
But yeah, so looking forward to shooting this film. We have a fundraiser, going out. You can follow Boxer Film on Instagram and learn all about it.
Dope. Very dope. Very dope. Speaking of movies, have you seen Sylvie's Love?
No, but I think that's on the agenda to watch either tonight or
That's
tomorrow.
an agenda movie.
Yeah. I saw somebody posted something.
Great
about
love
it today.
story.
I don't know, but yeah. And then somebody else reposted it. Not reposted, but made a comment, some mushy comment about it being. I forgot the wording, but it was mushy. It was like, but it was sexy though. It was like this cat.
Mushy was sexy. That's how I'm gonna describe my couch.
I feel like Martin in Bad Boys too. You ever rub your leather, Mike? Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a great story. Great casting. And it felt like a very like the production of it felt right. You know what I mean, as far as like the camera work and lighting and staging and scenes and whatnot. Like everything felt right. Nothing felt like, oh, they were short on the budget. They didn't. If this was a X $1 million budget, they could have cleaned that up.
Wow, that's a saying right there.
Yeah,
that's a T-shirt.
I think that's like maybe one of the marks.
You showing the budget.
Like if you're in the film industry, that's probably a really good mark as a filmmaker of the quality of your product. Can I see your budget in your work, whether it's a low budget or super high budget?
Wow.
Like I know Avatar took a lot of money. I know that.
Okay. What I mean? So what about someone who has a lot of money but puts out what the people say is a crappy project?
Yeah,
is that budget?
No, necessarily. That's probably just shitty work. Like you can fuck up money a whole lot of ways.
Yeah. There's a lot of ways to make it.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
But
so what's it called again?
Sylvie's Love.
Sylvie's Love. Is it a quote unquote black movie?
Yeah.
Or is it just, okay?
Yeah, black love story based in Harlem. Young love. So period piece though.
So would you put it up there?
Oh, it's a multi-period piece actually.
Okay.
It crosses a few decades.
Would you put it up there with Love Jones?
Yes.
Would you put it up there with Brown Sugar?
So here's the difference. The thing about Love Jones and Brown Sugar are that those movies are set in my lifetime, and this is a period piece that's like starts back in like the 50s.
All right.
So it's like a very different viewing experience.
Okay.
And like the emotional connections, like open mics and going to a club, like that Love Jones stuff. Like I have my own subconscious memories of those type of things. Okay. So I have connections to that. You know what I mean? And what was the other one?
What did I say? Brown Sugar.
Brown Sugar. It's like hip hop, 80s, 90s. Like,
okay. Photograph.
Never seen that. I haven't seen that yet. But I haven't heard great things about it either.
I liked it. I really enjoyed it. Yeah. Okay, so it's a black movie.
It's a black movie,
but it's a love story. You ever see the movie Notebook?
Yeah.
How'd you feel about that film?
I love it.
Okay, would you put it up there with that? The love.
Let me see.
It's not about a black and white thing. It's just about the love now.
No, just in terms of love, no. Okay. Like, so Notebook is about grand overtures. So it's like emotionally it's a large story.
Right.
Like this guy's hanging from the Ferris wheel. Like 20 minutes into the movie, he's already done some like wild.
Right.
You know what I mean, the day he met her, he did some like crazy "I'm in love with you" shit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That is not normal. And then the rest of the movie, you start to see that. And then at the end, when you realize, like, oh, this man is living a life for her, even though she has Alzheimer's and doesn't know who he is. Like, he's doing like
deep.
grand things where, like, that's all Noah did throughout the whole thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? This Sylvie's Love is about grand overtures, but it's about a different display of them.
I'm sold. Definitely gonna check it out.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in detail, like, after you see it.
Okay.
But you asked a good question, because it does make me realize that it is grand. Like, what they're doing is grand. It's not in a moment, though. You know what I mean? It's a grand love, though. It's a grand love for sure.
Let me ask you something.
Go.
If that's okay.
All
right, cool. So, what you asked me, what has 2020 done for me? How has 2020 set up your 2021? Or has it?
So I first thing 2020 has done is taught me not to think of 2021 like that. Because I thought of 2020 a certain way. And we all did.
Sure enough.
You know, most people who aren't Bill and Melinda Gates, 2020 didn't go the way they planned.
It didn't go the way we planned it, bro.
You know what I mean?
That's it.
So that's the first thing it did. But in general, like 2021 and beyond, it's given me a new appreciation for certain ideas and principles that I think I generally have shied away from. So, like, ego. Like, I have a new appreciation for the value of ego. You know what I mean? Like, you have to believe you're worthy of your dreams for your dreams to come true.
Yes.
If you don't, like, intrinsically believe that you're worthy of this wonderful thing that you imagine, then it's kind of unlikely that you're gonna arrive there or attain that.
So when this airs, right, you have to edit in like a pop-up of the definition of intrinsic. That's the word for this episode, intrinsic. Like, you should have it like, no, this area right here above my head is good. This purple, that's a beautiful purple. It's beautiful, man. It's pop it right here. Intrinsic. All right, go ahead.
But, like, that's one thing. Another thing has been violence, like appreciating the value of violence.
Ooh.
So, like, violence not meaning like physical violence.
Gotcha.
But violence in terms of, like, when you realize an area of your life that you need to pivot. Pivot violently. Like, don't try to gradually get to it, like, violently pivot. You know what I mean? And embrace that violence so that you can make those changes with the urgency and the immediacy that is warranted if they're aligned with your dreams. Like, we're talking about our dreams,
right?
Like, what I want to do with my life. You know what I mean? What I want to have left behind when I die. Like, that shit is
pivot violently.
Yeah. Wow. And grow violently. Like, growth is a violent thing. You know what I mean? Like, so when we see, like, plants growing, like breaking through the soil, like, and then you imagine how might that, like, physically feel. Like, we can't feel our bodies grow. And a lot of times the people who, through whatever condition or what have you, who do, like, people who are giants, who tend to, like, grow at a really, really faster pace.
Yeah, like me.
Pain is very much
What? Did I say something?
Pain is very much associated. I didn't know where you was going with that, but that's not how I'm closing out my 2020.
I'm just saying, you know, it's the camera angle. It makes you look short.
It's the ripping your knee.
It's the ripping my knee. This is not supposed to be like this, people. I put my pants on with my left foot first, my left leg first, and I stepped in the hole. So right? You can't. Anyway, go ahead.
So,
yep, we can't feel the pain. People can't feel the pain.
But growth, like, if you could feel what's happening, it would hurt. You know, growth is a violent thing.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And so when, like, certain things, like whether it's my physical health, my educating myself, like in order to adopt new habits, healthy habits, you gotta kind of be willing to, like, break some shit within you. You know, certain shit has to be broke because it's been built up to this point. You got to break shit. You got to be willing to be violent with yourself.
Boy, that's another enlightening moment
So-
for you. Boy, that guy's good.
Thank you.
That guy right there, he's good. He's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm very grateful for this year, even in the loss. You know what I mean? Like one of those memes said like 2020 wasn't the year to get all the things that you want. 2020 was a year to appreciate all the things that you have. You know what I mean? So that type of mentality was like, even in the loss, I'm appreciative because the loss taught me to appreciate. Like the loss gave me like a real good sense of like what really matters to me.
Ultimately, what does Tayshaun Glover want? Wow.
Ultimately, Tayshaun Glover wants, I think in my wildest imagination, I want to become an idea.
Please expound.
Einstein is an idea. Einstein is an idea of the brilliance that can be found in a person.
Man, you're already an idea, as far as I'm concerned. But go ahead.
Einstein's. So here's the thing about Einstein. If I ask you when did Einstein die?
When his heart stopped.
But like what time period would you say?
When he was done.
What years would you say?
I don't know. Nigga, what I'm saying, I don't know.
Okay.
You don't see my eyes? You don't see the eye contact I'm
Yeah.
giving you right now? Stop. Stop asking. My eyes go big like that. Stop asking.
All right. Let me ask you this. What year did Michelangelo die?
See the eyes? People, you see the eyes, right?
Okay.
I don't know.
Michelangelo is an idea. He represents the pinnacle of art, visual art. Certain people, what year did Plato die?
I still got Plato at the house. So
nope.
Not that.
Nope.
Oh,
Plato.
Plato.
Yeah.
Not Play-Doh.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Now the ill thing about this to me is some of these people died really recently. Einstein died relatively recently.
Okay.
Plato, Socrates, Michelangelo, these guys.
I'm sorry. You said Socrates. I automatically thought about Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure when they called him Socrates. But anyway, go ahead.
But like these guys, they died in certain different years throughout human history, right? Like they didn't all die in a 5-year span, but they represent this pinnacle. You know what I mean? Of whatever their thing was. Like Michelangelo's thing was like art and science.
Right.
Galileo, or you know what I mean? Like there's certain people, like there isn't a real date that we can associate with their lifetime. You ask me, when did so and so die, like or live and die? Like I know Einstein was rather recent. I don't know when. Michelangelo, Socrates, Plato, Galileo, like these guys. But it wasn't close. And what that says to me is like certain people become timeless. You know what I mean? We're going to talk about Einstein for a long time.
Okay.
We're going to talk about Michelangelo for a long. Like people still talk about Michelangelo. You know what I'm saying? And as the pinnacle, there's been so much art since Michelangelo, but he's still the pinnacle.
So when it comes to you being the idea or the pinnacle, do you have a sense of what you want to be the idea of or the pinnacle of? It just whatever that thing is.
So as far as my journey is concerned, I'm excited about, and I believe that the path to that is learning myself, uncovering myself for myself, so that I can live in exactly what that is. You know what I mean? Like, and once I start to do that, it's like if I just pour into that, that is what puts one on the path of becoming an idea after their death.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like there's I tweeted something the other day from I forget what I was watching. Something I think Drink Champs. I think uh they were talking about Nori was interviewing Jay Prince from Rap A Lot.
Okay.
And somebody said something in there about essentially like knowing the difference between your platform and your purpose.
Mm.
So some people no, it was the I Am Athlete podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they have Rick Ross on there, and they were talking about that.
Ricky
Knowing the
Ross.
difference between your platform and your purpose. It's like there's certain people who have a platform and they confuse that platform for their purpose. They think because I'm a such and such, that is my purpose. You know what I'm saying? And you look at certain people, it's like you take like a Jay-Z, for example. Like what Jay-Z will have done by the end of his life, like rap is not going to be super high on that list of significant things because of the things that he's creating and the impact that they will have. Like there are still people who don't consider Jay-Z a top 5 rapper in their list.
Right.
Like there's people who don't, like him for whatever reason that love hip hop, that like hip hop, but don't like Jay-Z. And but Jay-Z will have shown like what it looks like for a rapper to grow and not just remain relevant. Like LL Cool J remained relevant. You know what I mean? Right. But LL Cool J never made a 444. Like we never saw that person evolve. We saw him do it. Like he wrote a book. He wrote his book and he kind of talked about like his life and kind of expounded on like who he was and the things that he learned and how he evolved. But in his art, he never did that. He never made that type of body of work. And we haven't seen many people do it. You know what I mean? Like we saw Nas do it. You know what I mean? We saw Jay-Z do it. We haven't seen many people like grow. We've seen a lot of people evolve. Right. Like the Eminem's first album and Eminem's last album, they're not the same type music. Right. You know what I mean? Or, a lot of people who've had sustained careers, I'll say. So, back to like Jay-Z, like his platform was hip hop and being a recording artist.
But that wasn't his purpose.
That won't be his purpose when it's all said and done. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
And some people's
what was this? What was this? You said the athlete.
I Am Athlete.
I Am Athlete.
Yeah. They got a podcast and they're on YouTube too. Ocho Cinco is one of them. He's like I don't know. I think like Brandon Marshall is one of them. I can't remember the other two cast names. Okay. But Ocho Cinco is one of the cast members.
I think I'll check that out.
Yeah, it's dope. They talk about like what it's like as an NFL football player, what it's like when you're, living this quote unquote rock star life. How do you maintain a sense of family and how do you deal with it when you become wealthy and nobody else is wealthy? You know what I'm saying? You become that person for everybody. Like they've had some really dope conversations.
We gotta check that
out. Yeah. But I do look forward to life more. I look forward to when I wake up in the morning. I look forward to the day more, and a lot of that has to do with these types of recent realizations of like my approach to life. I was saying on my man's podcast, my man Baidi has a podcast called Happy Another Day Above Ground. And we were talking, I was telling him about something that Viv had said to me recently about like she had adopted this new habit of releasing yesterday. So whatever happened yesterday, like let that shit go.
That's it.
You know what I mean? And be present in today. And like that's been like wildly eye-opening for me because like you don't allow for resentment and bitterness and like all of those things to like still live with you.
It's kind of tough to do sometimes
though.
Yeah. But I get it. I definitely get it. That's something I need to start. I need to adopt that too.
Yeah.
Does it come with a check?
Eventually.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
Check with a Q. Check K.
Check.
Check K.
Check K. Check K. Check with a Q.
Check with a Q.
That's hilarious.
But like, yeah, that's type of shit I'm on right now. Okay. I think. Yo, it's funny you talk about the check, and sorry that we bounced to whatever. we want to talk about. But I thought about how like the American English is like there is no proper American English.
Okay.
Like there is the English that we're taught in school, but the English that we're taught in school is a bastardized version of a language. You know what I'm saying? We don't speak English. We speak American English. It's like there's certain words that Americans decided, now we want to say it this way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or we want to spell it this way. You know, and all that's happened since then is like over time, like the language continues to be bastardized and slang becomes in the vernacular and the things evolve, and then dictionaries add on new words, and next is like, and so whenever you hear somebody talk about like speak proper English, like it's all proper English as far as American English, because there is no proper American English. You know what I mean? Like who decides what words or what phrasing or what grammar is official?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like this is all some bullshit. You know?
One of my favorite non-words that have become a word is conversate.
That's a word now?
I
mean, it's in the vernacular. It's
yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who said it? Biggie said it. Beyonce said it.
Yeah.
Charlie Wilson. Conversating with my cell phone.
But who's to say what's not a word? Like if I say a sound, right? That's all we're doing is making sounds that we both agree mean an idea, right? If I say a sound, whatever that sound is, and you understand what I meant, it's a word. If I say conversate and you know exactly what I meant by it, conversate is not a word. Like, what are we really arguing otherwise? We're making sounds. You know what I mean? Like, what's so precious about this shit? Like, we're like monkeys.
Words, come on now.
You know what I mean?
It's just words.
It's
sounds
like,
put together.
Because like when you talk about how like science says that dolphins communicate even better than we do.
Oh.
But when we're at SeaWorld, like the dolphins are just making sounds.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I don't understand them. You don't understand them.
But they understand.
Ace Ventura understands them.
You beat me. You beat me. Do you know Snowflake? Does he call you at home?
Does he call you at home?
Do you know Dolphin?
So like, what are we really so precious about when it comes to like language and proper? And I think that's
bastardized version.
That's also one of the things that it's like depending on where you are, like poets. Like I'm talking about like real poets, like poets who have a command of language. That's what I'm talking about. So so I'm saying like you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm not talking about.
I'm trying to
decide whether
I want to hand you a shovel or what. I don't know.
or
Do I want to post a follow-up question?
Nope.
Or I don't. Can you name one?
But when somebody has like a real command of language, like somebody clearly has a strong command of language, and they start to be creative with how they use it, and they start to put words together in ways that like grammar school didn't teach you,
right?
But they're manipulating it with an understanding of what is proper and what is creative based on that proper basis.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like they get applauded for that. But if my cousin does it, it's like,
come on, man.
You don't even.
You're just making up words.
Right? Right?
But if a poet
you don't even say that like that. Right. Right. Crazy. You know?
That's hilarious.
What are your fears?
Failing and not being able to recover. Dying without fulfilling my purpose. I think I think those are the two, the epitome of
Yeah,
my fears.
I'm right there with you on that.
I Oh, another one would be losing the ability to make people smile, to keep people entertained, because I love to do that.
How would
So
you lose that ability?
I don't know. That's I don't know. I don't know, man. It's if I guess it's like a comedian who feels like he's no longer funny or whatever. You know.
But that's not really losing the ability. That's like psychologically,
Right. So
but
so
whatever it is, if it stopped,
yeah. If it stopped, if people just started to look at me like,
yeah,
yeah, that ain't the same Steve.
mm,
I want to be the same Steve. I want to be a better version of myself,
right,
but with that being, the constant, still being able to hold people's attention and make them smile and make them feel a way.
yeah, that's interesting. Because
Yeah.
like sometimes it's not even that you change; it's that like the world
Mm.
changes,
Yep.
and what was funny ain't funny no more.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Or what was considered talent is not considered talent no more. Like
Mm.
people get played out. It's like they
Yes.
didn't change what they was doing.
Right.
The world just moved on, and now that thing is played out.
Hmm.
And you're like Kwame with the fucking polka dots. Like he must have been so heated when that song came out. Cause he's like, yo, I wasn't even doing nothing to nobody. Like, why you gotta say my name? You know what I'm saying?
I'm over here chilling.
And yo, but it's like that's I can get with that.
Yeah.
That's a really scary place to be because it's got to be like the I guess worse than not knowing what to do
Hmm.
is not knowing what to do and the only thing you know don't work.
Oh. Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like there's a thing that I'm like I know how to do it really well, but nobody wants it.
Right.
You know?
Pardon me, I gotta straighten my leg. My knee is bad.
I think
Ooh.
that's the thing about life though. Like life we have to embrace evolution.
Hmm.
We have to truly embrace evolution or we'll
Evolution
eventually,
culture.
huh?
I said evolution culture. Catch these vibes.
we got we got to embrace evolution cuz like if we don't eventually we'll become bitter like it's inevitable. You become bitter at some point in life. You know what I mean? You become
Yes.
the old head who's like these young kids is fucking up the culture.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, do I have to
What are
show you
you
your high
doing?
school pictures? Like do I have to remind you
This
of who
was
you
you.
yeah.
This is hey.
Right.
Wow.
But it's like we got to create an environment where we continue to look toward the future with optimism and
Yeah.
hope and appreciation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like that is what our life experience is.
Mm-hmm.
Like a constant um this constant transition. Like we're constantly in transition.
Yeah.
Like what is becomes what was.
Yeah.
You know?
Change. Change is inevitable.
Yeah.
Change is a part. Change is a part of life.
Word. Word.
Yep.
All right, man. I ain't gonna hold you, but I want to thank you.
I want you to hold me. Want you to let me go already? It's time. We're done. And you're really gonna let me go?
Yeah.
I'll save it for the podcast.
I might die by midnight tonight.
Well,
It ain't gonna be you.
you ain't gonna be doing nothing.
Let me
So
tell
you
you,
said you can't think of this,
I tell you, it ain't gonna be you though. That's for damn sure.
Man, hey, if I know I'm not gonna make it past, like I told you before, man, I'm punching a couple people in the face, and I'm apologizing to people, not the people I'm punching in the face,
Right,
because
right.
they deserve it. Because that's why I
The-
say it's hard to let go of yesterday. I'm still holding on to stuff from years ago.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? There's certain people when I see them, makes my blood boil.
yeah,
If that's a thing,
yeah.
I heard it in a TV show. But yeah, I'm punching them people in the face.
Yeah.
I'm apologizing to some people that I need to apologize to, because I might not get to everybody.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. The
Right,
time limit.
right.
Um, I will hug the people I need to hug,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll say this on camera. I will definitely rob somebody. I will rob somebody. I will steal somebody's car.
Of something.
without no stop. I will steal somebody's Mercedes Benz, and then I will make a video, and not of me stealing the Benz. I will make a video, and talk to people, and send a message of love, and let the people know where their Mercedes is at the end of it, and I'll say your Mercedes is parked at
But how do you know when the end is?
Huh?
How do you know when the end is?
No, I mean I will. I don't. Hopefully I'll have time to
Mack
make
truck
the video.
just comes and as you're making the video, bam!
Yeah, Karma has no expiration date or something like that. Yeah.
So like yeah.
Yep.
Just when you give it a location.
I got it. I got your Mercedes. Steve was a kind soul until he stole that Mercedes Benz.
Yeah, man. Thank you, fam.
Oh, you're welcome, man.
Appreciate you. It's anything you want to say before we shut this down?
Man, I just want to thank you as always for the opportunity to sit and talk with you, to listen to you, to be enlightened by you.
Thank you, fam. You make me feel good. You make me sound brilliant.
Well, hey, listen, man. It's a bromance. That's what it is. It's a bromance. My producers tell me to say that. But yeah, man, to sit, and chill. I learn something, every time I sit down and talk, talk to you. So I've learned to be, over the course of my life and in my career, to be a sponge. To take the things that I'm supposed to take away, and the stuff I'm not. Well, at least I think I'm not.
Yeah, let it roll.
Yeah, man, it's good to have dialogue. Excuse me.
It's good to have dialogue.
That too. See, you got all the words. I don't. You have a command of the words. I don't. I'm not a poet.
You just fucking up the language.
Yes. I'm bastardizing everything. I have no enlightenment left. Oh my God, I'm losing it now. I'm losing it. There's one thing I'm afraid of. Oh my God. No, but yeah, man. Again, I commend you on doing this.
Thank you.
Because and this being your platform and not your purpose, or it could be part of your purpose.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. And yeah, man, just I don't know. Do follow me on wherever. Follow me on Facebook, Stephen Strickland. Follow me on Instagram. I am Stephen Strickland. Follow me on Instagram, Strickland Media Group. Follow me on Instagram, Sorted Film. Just keep in contact with me because 2020 is going to bring about some new things, and make sure you follow this guy. Hit the subscribe button. Thank you. And hit the notification so when the episodes are going to air, and maybe the episodes will air like more frequently together in a timely fashion, because I don't know if this episode has a number. Because at first you told me it has a number.
It's number 3.
It's number 3. Yeah. And episode number 2 was like in 2019. No, I'm sorry. It's been that kind of year. I'm sorry. It's been 2020 has my map, my months.
Everybody's not 65 episodes in, man, all right? All right? Everybody's not that high on the mountain yet, okay? Oh, man. But I'm coming up.
Coming up, Jesus.
Yeah.
The upper room.
Gonna be all right.
But yeah, man. Looking forward to seeing more of what you do. I've taken a break for a while to revamp the show, and take it to a different, a whole other level. And yeah, man, just keep doing what you do. Do what you love. Love what you do. You know it was coming. You know it was coming.
Now it's official.
Yes, sir.
All right, man.
That's it. Oh, that's how we go.